On today's podcast, we're going to discuss announcing information in advance at your facility, so stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
I was driving home yesterday and noticed a sign on one of the busiest streets in our village. The sign said, "This road will be closed 6/27 for 60 days. Now this is big news. One, because it'll be closed for 2 months or more, and two, because this is such a small village, it's one of the two most busiest roads. I always attempt to find a real-world example to draw from for this podcast, and that sign prompted our message for today. Can you imagine turning the corner and seeing the road you expected to be in use torn apart? I'm sure it's happened to you in the past. I know it has for me, and it never happens when I'm on time. It's usually when I'm trying to get somewhere and suddenly I'm blindsided by a detour sign. Don't blindside your staff. Whether it's updates, changes, or events, are you doing everything you can at your facility to prepare your staff in advance? Doing so will allow them to get the message, ask questions, have discussions, and be prepared for what's ahead before it happens. We look forward to seeing you next week for another Warehouse Safety Tips. Until then, have a great week and stay safe.
Before moving on, here's a word from one of our sponsors. If you've ever been to or worked in a warehouse, you know just how important safety is to both management and staff. It's almost impossible to go 10 steps without seeing safety tape, angles, signs, and/or safety products. It's these items that show us how to be safe and avoid danger in the workplace. And if you're looking for the best products to make this happen, look no further than Mighty Line. Mighty Line floor signs and floor markings offer the best industrial products out there. We're proud to have Mighty Line as the official floor sign and floor marking company for the Warehouse Safety Tips podcast and site. Go to mightylinetape.com/safety tips to request a sample pack of their incredible safety signs and floor markings. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. If you visit warehousesafetytips.com, you'll find the show notes for this episode and access to all of our blog posts, previous podcasts, advertiser information, and much more. Thank you for listening to Warehouse Safety Tips and have a safe day.